Hey sellers, let's look at some dice metrics. So this is all the dice rolls that I compiled from the last Rachi Ridge playthrough that Dave and I did, all four videos. Couple hundred rolls combined, and when you tackle in the individual rolls for concealment gain and snipers and all the rest of that, we're looking at 300 plus die rolls for the game, which I guess is not that bad for a 6 hour game or so. Um, yeah, so let's look at these stats. David made a point, and not to put words in his mouth, but he was feeling a little gun shy because he kept thinking his dice skewed to the right, meaning he would roll high. And again, when he would roll a successful attack, either a one check or even an NMC, inevitably I would make my die roll. So as a consequence, Dave was loath to fire sometimes just because of the off chance of making the situation worse for him than it might normally be. But looking at the dice, now it looks kind of average here. 3.5 is the average for a single dice, 7.5 for two dice. Very close to the totals. I'm a little slightly under average for overall, whereas Dave is listed a little bit over, which again, it, on balance, seems like it's where it's supposed to be in the tables. However, if you break down these dice by type, you start to see interesting results. So this is a compilation again of those results. Out of 140 for die rolls for me, for example, my distribution is not too bad. I got the high point around the 8s. I do have this aberration here on the 4s. And again, on the 10s, there seem to offset the nice bell curve that should exist. But again, this is only 144 rolls, so it might be not necessarily a good sample. My individual stats, again, I'm skewed to the left, basically lower rolls for my fire attacks, which are represented by the purple here. And my task checks and morale checks tend to skew towards the middle or to the right. Now, if you look at Dave's, again, he's got 6, 7s, and 8s are his highest rolls, and he's got this aberration here on the 10s, so he was rolling a lot of 10s. And again, it doesn't necessarily fit the nice bell curve, but he's only got 117 die rolls. Now, the reason why I got more is because I had those about 34 or so die rolls to take into account all the drifting and the landing test checks, morale checks, what have you. So that's why I have more die rolls than Dave. But again, the numbers for 117 die rolls tend to favor Dave's theory. Again, if you look at the purple, which is his fire attacks, he tends to roll high, but 8s is his highest roll, though he does get some 5s and 6s, or I should say 5s and 7s. And when you look at his fire attacks compared to my morale checks, I tend to make most of mine. Again, when Dave gets his one checks or morale checks, I tend to make mine. And again, the reason why a 8 result on the dice gets me morale check is because Dave compensates for his bad rolls by fire grouping whenever possible. So in the game, there's many 6, 8, and 12 firepower attacks, 1 or 2 16s from that 6, 4, 8 kill stack. And very rarely would Dave fire 2 or 4 firepower, just wasn't worthwhile. And again, the stats tend to weigh it out. So, not sure what it all means. This is only the one game, and of course, to be a fair sample, I'd have to compare the dice from all the games we played using those nationality dice. But in this last game, it definitely seems to favor Dave's way of thinking, almost proving his hypothesis, if it were. Yeah, not sure what it all means. On balance, the dice are average, but you look at the individuals. Again, his good fire attacks are compensated by my good morale checks. Um, Conversely, my fire attacks tend to be left of center, so you're looking at a lot of 5s and 6s. And you look at his morale checks, and they tend to be generally about average. So um, Yeah. Any rate, a little video there just on dice metrics for ASL36 Rachi Ridge. I wonder if anybody else out there watching this does something similar, tracks this kind of stuff. Be curious to see what your kind of numbers are for your dice, or maybe it'll fuel your thoughts in this direction, anyways. And either way, I'd like to hear about it in the comments down below. I'm going to keep doing dice mensurations every so often just to get a good feel. I could probably compile this one with the previous one I did, which I think was with the French, or might have been British. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I didn't. My record keeping was horrible for that series of results, but I might be able to tally the two together and increase the population size, which might give a better representation of the reality. So anyway, that's enough babble for me. So hopefully you find dice metrics interesting. And if you do, again, I'd like to hear about it in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next video.